I'm done being liked and understood. I don't care about it anymore. I don't care. I don't care about being liked. I don't care about being understood. I don't care about having a person, because God has got me. Guys, I'm having an epiphany. Because genuinely, I don't care anymore. And you shouldn't either, and that's why I'm talking about this right now. God knows your heart. You know your own heart. What anybody else has to think about it, regardless of if it's positive or negative, everyone's going to have a perception of you. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't care about being liked or understood anymore. Who wants to be understood anyway? Because we're never going to fully understand ourselves completely, because we are so small compared to the vastness of God. And that doesn't mean we can't, like, a little bit, like, conceptualize it. Like, we are intelligent beings. We have a direct connection to God. And while we will never fully be able to understand God, while we can feel him, and we are little sprouts of God, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, no one's going to fully know what's going on inside your head. No one's going to fully know God's plan. And because we are just little manifestations of God, it is out of this world to think that we're going to be able to fully understand one another to the extent of which God can understand us. God knows you better than anyone else. And I don't know why I feel the urge to talk about something so spiritual right now when I've been more, if anything, been talking about stuff that's more in the 3D plane. But it all comes back to the 4D. It all goes to somewhere that's not of this plane, of this realm, because everything that's in the 3D started somewhere else, started somewhere higher up. There's not just things in the physical just because it just showed up here. This Vaseline, this was a thought in someone's head before it came here. And I don't understand exactly the neurons that, the neural pathways that formed when this was being created. I don't understand exactly the ingredients on the atomic and chemical level, but it exists, and it exists in the most perfect way possible, and that's exactly how you are. This tissue, it's made out of the things that were made from the planet. Where did the planet come from? Where did the trees come from? Where did the bleach come from? We don't know all this stuff, and we're not going to fully be able to understand one another. And to fully be understood and to be seen, and wanting to be completely understood and being completely seen by everybody that you know, it's unrealistic because we don't know everything. We don't know everything. There's nothing in this world that's going to be enough. Nothing's going to be enough for us as humans who love physical, tactical things. We can have loving and nourishing relationships and love one another, and that is amazing. And that should be enough for us as humans, but we're always searching for more. We're always searching for something that's going to fill up that void, and we can't fill up that void unless it's God. And I think it's such a beautiful thing that we can experience God through one another, through people, through experiences, even through material things that come into our lives, being able to experience God's grace and be able to fully, through the plane that we can understand and conceptualize, feel God. And I don't know everything. I really don't. I don't know anything. I'm just a human with a little brain who's just experiencing what God put us here to experience. And I don't know why. I don't know how I ended up here. I don't even know why I'm sitting here talking right now, but I just felt called to do so. And I don't know half the words that are coming out of my mouth. I don't understand half the words that are coming out of my mouth half the time, but I just know that regardless, I am on a path that is sending me in the right direction, because I'm not listening to what I want. I'm listening to what God wants. I don't want to listen to what I want anymore, because what I want, it's going to be selfish. If I listened to just what I want, I would be completely undisciplined. I'd be in a place where I don't want to be. In a world where everything is, if you want it, you get it immediately. If you want this dopamine hit, go do that. If you want to have sex with that person, just go do that. If you want to eat this food, just go do that immediately. And it's not as gratifying as it sounds. It sounds like, wow, that's such an amazing life. You just get to do whatever you want. But that's the exact opposite. When you can't control yourself and you just listen to your flesh all the time, if you're just doing what you want to do right now in the moment, while that feels like freedom, it's not freedom, guys. It's not, because when you try to stop, you're not going to be able to stop. It's the most flawed thing ever that you think that this is freedom when it's not. The true freedom is with God. Now, I'm not a perfect Christian. I literally only started becoming a Christian like a year ago, and I'm only really recently starting to grasp onto the idea of everything. And sorry, I was scratching my neck. I don't know anything. I don't know anything, and I'm not supposed to. I don't want to. I'm just a child. I'm just a child in the physical plane, and I'm just a child in the spiritual plane. I am just a child of God, and I don't want to. It's not my job to understand everything. I just got to be in for the ride. Just like with like everything that's come into your life right now, like I don't exactly understand how, like, obviously I know to an extent how gravity works, but every single time I use gravity, with every single step I take, with every single object I pick up and put down, while I'm using it in a day-to-day life, I'm not trying to break down the existence of gravity every single time I use it. Every single time I eat food, and the law of thermodynamics of I'm taking the energy in and I'm expending it through my exercise. Every single time I eat food, I'm not trying to break down in my head like I'm eating this food and it's going to be digested and it's going to be broken down into from sugar to glycogen. Like, I'm not thinking it through every single time. I'm just in for the ride. I'm just eating the food and bearing the results. I'm just listening to God and doing what comes from that. You're not supposed to understand everything. You're not. You're not. And the world is so big. Do you understand the language that the Chinese people are speaking if you're a Spanish speaker? No. No. And just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that it's not real. Doesn't mean that they can't understand what's going on with one another. That's how I'm kind of seeing it with my relationship with God. I don't fully understand what he's saying half the time. I don't fully understand what I'm doing or why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. I don't know. I don't know anything, but I'm just listening to what I can, and I'm running with it. And I'm running with it. I don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. And I think I'm not trying to self-glaze right now, but I've always been I can say intellectual because my IQ is 136. 139 actually. I break things down. I'm very logical. I break things down every single time. I think, okay, why, when, how, and you just got to be stupid. You got to actually retard max. You have to be dumb. I wish I was more dumb, because I start seeing things as things that are as the complete picture, and things that are the complete picture I'm trying to break down. When it was never our job in the first place to be breaking it down. You are in God's house. You are not the owner of the house. You don't have to be racing around trying to keep the house clean. You don't have to. It's not your kingdom to keep clean. It's not your kingdom to manage. You just get to enjoy the grace and the love and the welcomeness in the home of God. You don't it's not your job. You just get to enjoy it. And that's what maybe it's a part of me that doesn't feel like I deserve it. That is why I break it down so much. Like, okay, so why do you love me? Why do you love me, God? Why do you love me, God? And I think that piece of self-doubt is what has kept me from fully feeling my relationship with God, because a part of me feels like I don't deserve it, so it can't be real. And I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but it's like, how do you love me that much that you would die for me? Like, it just doesn't click with me. And maybe it's not just the logical of, okay, how does this work? How did this person talk to the God when he came to them, but he's not coming to us now? Or like, how did he raised from the dead, or like stuff like that? Like, of course there's the logical and being like, okay, that doesn't add up, when, you know what, if you look into it, it does. But then there's the self-worth version of it too, which is more emotional, where it's like, why would somebody do that for me? Why does God love me so much that they would do that? Because a part of you, or definitely me, believes that they're not worthy of it. Which is definitely my own personal work that I need to work on, if anything. And just because I don't understand how God could love me that much doesn't mean that he doesn't love me that much. So yeah, I'm done trying to understand. There's a lot of things I don't understand. There's a lot of things that I don't think I'll ever understand. There's so much that I will never know, and that's humbling. It is humbling as someone who always knows a lot of things, and that's why growing in faith is so scary, because it's like, I don't know these things. I don't understand these things. What? And, you know, sorry, I'm just making a heart out of this stuff. growing up, like, I've always been excelling in a lot of things that I do. And, you know, I think definitely growing in faith is humbling. It is. Heart. Because you don't know everything. And I'm wanting to surrender. And it's scary, but it's also comforting because I just get to just let go. I don't have to be the knowing, I don't have to be the person who knows everything. I don't have to understand everything. I can just enjoy it. Like what I was saying with the laws of gravity and thermodynamics, or any law. You don't break it down every single time. So yeah, that's kind of my piece. I don't really know exactly how I started this video. I think I was talking about, I don't even know.